Those late night cravings may not be your fault after all. Kind of letting you off the hook here. So here's the deal. Dr. Stephen Shea, director for the Center of Research on Occupational and Environmental Toxicology at Oregon Health and Science University, and a senior author on a study published in the most recent version of the journal Obesity, found that the body's internal clock, the circadian system, increases hunger and cravings for sweet, starchy, and salty foods in the evenings. Now, while the urge to consume more in the evening may have helped our ancestors during periods of food scarcity, periods when they weren't going to get food for long periods of time, it really doesn't serve us in contemporary Western society because our foods are very dense in calories and we have access to food all the time. And so it's very likely that the late night eating, especially if it's junk food, is going to cause weight gain simply because we're going to go over our caloric need each day to maintain our body weight. So Dr. Shea and two other Boston area researchers, Frank Shear, who's a PhD, and Christopher Morris, who's a PhD of Brigham and Women's Hospital and Harvard Medical School, respectively, collectively carried out a study where they examined the appetite and food preferences of 12 healthy, non-obese adults throughout a 13-day laboratory stay. All variables were controlled for, so there was very dim light. Behaviors were all scheduled, timing of meals was all scheduled, sleep was all scheduled, right? And so Dr. Shear, first the author on the study, explained that by the end of this long protocol, all of the participants' meals, activities, everything they did were spaced evenly across the day and night, allowing the examination of the true internal circadian effects on appetite while controlling for all effects on appetite, including the amount of food recently consumed. So basically, this was the pinnacle of a controlled experiment on these 13 non-obese adults and how their circadian rhythm affects their eating patterns. And what did they find? Well, the researchers found that the internal circadian system regulated hunger, with participants feeling the least hungry in the morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Oh, I don't feel like eating anything in the morning. This could be you. You could have heard somebody who said this. And most hungry in the evening. Oh, I just want to have cereal and junk food and chips and everything. You've definitely heard of someone who said this, or maybe this is you. Similar rhythms were found in appetite for types of food, such as sweet, starchy, and salty, and the estimate of how much food participants could eat. So they wanted sweet, starchy, and salty foods lesser in the morning, more at night, and they wanted higher portions of it at night, lesser in the morning. The study concludes that the internal circadian system causes an evening peak in appetite that may promote larger, higher calorie meals before the fasting period necessitated by sleep. So maybe it's true, your body really is working against you. You just have to be mindful and make sure you control your appetite at night.